My name is Paul Kariuki. I'm from the School of Development Studies, University of KwaZulu-Natal, here in Durban. I'm going to be presenting to you a paper entitled An Analysis of the Impact of Digital Community Hubs in Facilitating ICT Diffusion in Peri-Urban Areas using INANDA NTUZUMA KWAMASHU, a digital hub, as a case study. I want to present this by first declaring that this part of the area of our city is a presidential node earmarked for development initiatives, and it's an area that has a high population. Most of them are youths, and most of them are unemployed or seeking employment opportunities, predominantly black, and come from low to medium income households. It's also characterized by high incidences of HIV and AIDS. It's from the town is 30 kilometers south or north of Durban, and it also has a dependency ratio of between 1 to 2.73 per person, with the occupation ratio is 5 persons per dwelling unit. The living conditions in the area are generally poor, with only 25% of the houses able to gain access to electricity and other basic services like water supply and sanitation services. This research was conducted in the beginning of this year with an aim of identifying how these communities in this area are able to access ICT-related services, to do development in the area, and even to enhance communication sharing in the area as such. And in this case, we chose to use qualitative methodologies, and apparently we were able to use case study approach and focus group discussions. We chose a case study approach because it gives us an opportunity to specifically test and see what's happening in the context in a more greater detail, and focus groups discussions that we did were able to helping us to go beneath the situation and ask explorative questions so that we can be able to gain as much responses from respondents. We did conduct about 10 two focus groups discussions comprised of 10 people each. Gender balance was ensured, and everything that was recorded was securely restored in our database, and thereafter whatever material that was collected was remained with the researcher as confidential. All along the process, confidentiality was assured. As far as the research is concerned, the following outcomes were observed. Number one, it was discovered that the area has a high demand for ICT-related services, and we discovered that most of the community members are actually hungry for ICT knowledge and are able to expand their abilities to compete economically if they can be able to gain these skills. With the digital hub in the community, it provides a great opportunity for all these young people, especially who are chasing and looking after these opportunities, and they cannot perhaps afford them in institutions of higher learning. In this case, the digital community hub in the area provides a great bridge for those who cannot afford to go to higher level of education to pursue skills like this. And so it is a positive move from the government to establish one in their area. The other result we found is that accessibility and utilization of these skills in the area is very, very also high, but it's also limited because of the provision that is there currently that cannot cater for a large population, and it cannot meet everybody's needs satisfactorily. So we also discovered that as much as there is a favorable local government policy as far as ICT is concerned, there still remains a great room to build some more so that they can be able to access and be able to share communication preferably and in the most better way as possible. The other result is that we saw there was freedom from cultural limitations. In some instances, empirical evidence has shown that people are not very, very, very well acquainted with computers, and some even develop phobia, and they're not able even to use them in future because their last experience with computers was not a a very pleasant one. We discovered in this area that most of the people, the respondents in this case, especially young people, were very, very, very much willing to gain knowledge and were able to friendly use these computers that are available in the digital hub. The other result that we found is that there is a huge network cutoffs that are very, very uncontrolled. This is basically because of the high electricity usage, because the area is also surrounded by some industries, and so there is some electricity shortage in the network. And this disrupts the normal running of computers in the hub, and it causes some inconveniences to those who are using them. We also discovered that the distances from homes to this facility to some people is too far, and therefore it discourages them to use the facilities as often as regularly as possible. And this we discovered that has made most of people to give up even in using or even wanting to learn ICT. And lastly, we discovered there's a lot of partnerships that the Digital Community Hub has made with surrounding business community and even some community members that are willing to be part and parcel of that development in the area. One of the success factors that we've discovered in the area was that there was possibility to gain leadership and management skills from the team that operates the facility. Talking to the CEO of the organization and the staff members, there's a high, strong morale in the operations team, and there's also ability to manage that place effectively, using the maximum the resources that they have maximally, and they are able to accountable to those donors that have given them the resources to use. We also discovered there's strong partnerships with government bodies and corporate institutions. There's also a good creation of technical support link from other computer services in the town, where people were able to access help in case computers go down or break down, or there's some other technical deficiencies within the network. There's also good resources management, improved security access to the facility, supportive environment for staff development, as well as education for those who are in training. We discovered that the government has a big role in supporting ICT's implementation in communities. And we discovered that it's important that the government creates an enabling policy environment that allows resources to be set aside for such initiatives. There must be a good enabling infrastructure arrangement which allows ICT diffusion in all areas of the society equitably. They must also promote a sense of citizenship and cultural identity through ICTs. The government should be in a position also to provide the necessary political leadership to encourage as many members of communities as possible to make use of such facilities. Investing in research and development initiatives with regards to ICT and communities in collaboration with the research institutions, academic institutions, the private sector and the other stakeholders cannot be underemphasized. It is also important to create favorable business and taxation environments that allow ICT-enabled businesses to operate and to thrive well. And lastly, we think also the government should be able to be in a position to mobilize and leverage resources from both the private sector and the non-government service providers. In conclusion, this digital community hub plays a very great role in that community by providing opportunities for information sharing, integrating the community with a larger global family, and information is shared and people are able to advance their lives economically and able to compete actively without feeling excluded in any way. So it's an initiative that should be encouraged, and we look forward to some more similar initiatives being replicated elsewhere in the country. Thank you.